Hey everyone, this is a special behind the wheel episode. This time I'm parked though, I'm not driving, so I am being a little safer this time, but I thought I'd just come on here and pour out a little jar of real sauce because I want you to know that bad days are inevitable, and I'm having one right now. In the grand scheme of things, first world problems, and I get that. So with all things said, I know that my problems aren't catastrophic, but let me be real with you. Today I've been having a little bit of a pity party because
the journey is long sometimes.
And when I think back to when this journey began for me in 2018, this is going on 7 years this fall of the initial part of that was a three-year like fast track to get out of debt, all that good stuff. Excitement, tons of excitement in that 3-year period because there was a lot of big milestones getting hit. Now we're in the long game. And as you know, last summer, I stepped out of my corporate career and went full-time financial coaching. So that's a journey and an adventure all at once. But I do love absolutely coaching. I love working with clients, watching them get their wins, and that truly makes me come alive. So I would never trade a single thing, and all my experience leading up to this has been part of that thread weaving together my story that God's weaving together. So all that to say, I want you to know that you are going to have days, and this is why I say it's not always easy, but it's always worth it. So let me just bring you into my brain today so that you know that you're not alone. Despite all the milestones and all the discipline that I've put into place and all that stuff, that's easy to be like, I did this. I've been disciplined. God, when's our time to have some breathing room? Not going to lie, that is a little bit of what I'm going through because I feel like the majority of the past almost 7 years has been filled with a lot of discipline, a lot of trade-offs, the not right nows to the things that are less important for the yes later, because I see the vision, I see the dream, I have a bigger vision than the temporary pleasures that I know those little bursts of dopamine will get me. I was really tempted to run into TJ Maxx and buy myself some office furniture today, but I'm here at Costco grocery shopping instead. So instead of shopping, I'm talking to you guys. So what am I trying to tell you? So in my head, I'm trying to tell myself the story that I deserve it. It's so easy to swipe a credit card or spend that money and be like, we'll pay it off in 2 weeks because we have the cash. We will have the cash. Whatever that story is, I'm trying to tell myself. And not going to lie, part of the story I'm telling myself is I feel a little worn down today because, one, I didn't sleep well. So that's a trigger for me. So know yourself enough to know that you might just be having a bad day, and don't let the sky come falling down on you. If you know yourself well enough to know you might just be having a bad day. So I didn't sleep well last night. I fulfilled this situation I'm in because I drank caffeine way too late and I was up way too late and didn't get great sleep. So here I am thinking, and this is how easy it is to talk yourself off a cliff, is I'm just tired of making the right decisions or doing the right thing. That's the story happening in my head. But what's screaming a little bit louder, because I've spent the time putting these other things in my face, putting these other things at front of mind more than not, is my husband and I together are so on the same page that what we're fighting for is so much more fulfilling and so much more important to us than those temporary pleasures, that when I'm having a bad day, I can say, okay, it is a bad day. Don't do anything crazy. But it means more to us to be able to build these practices of discipline in so that we can continue to steward our finances well, because we know how good it feels when we're able to be extra generous to our boys, or when God is prompting us to sow a seed into a ministry that is doing really awesome things, and they are making an impact even bigger than we are making with our little footprint on this earth. When God puts that on our heart to be able to, give them some money. I was going to say open the floodgates, but when God prompts us to be a conduit instead of a stopping point, we want to be able to always say yes to God. God, what is it that you need us to do? What is it that you want us to do with our finances? And that's so much more important and so much more powerful. And those are the delayed gratification decisions that we are always faced with making. Not just my husband and I, but all of us collectively. All of you are going to be faced with decisions every day that will either help you live that more fulfilling life or say yes to sometimes those temporary pleasures. I will say it over and over again that having nice things, having good things, having things that make you happy and bring you joy are not bad. I'm not saying you have to live this pauper's life, a life without. That is certainly not the case. I just want to tell you that there are seasons when you are living on less than, so that when the more comes, you've already put the discipline in place to make those decisions based on your heart, based on your purpose, based on things that are truly aligned with what matters most. And it's not always easy. I'm eating my words right now. So a dose of real sauce. I want you to know you are not alone. If you have days like this, find a way, if you can, to just say thank you, God. Because I know even though I can't see it, you're working. Even if I can't feel it, you're working. And I trust you. I don't understand all the details, but I trust you. And that is kind of my default. If I'm having a bad day, those are the three things I will do. I'll be real. I'll say, God, I don't like this. I'm not loving this right now. I don't fully understand this, but I trust you. And that is the biggest but that will save your butt. Especially on days when you're feeling a little butthurt about things that are frustrating maybe in your current finances or whatever, a little more frugal in a certain season like we are in now. We are not without. We are just saying not right now to things, there's stuff at our house we'd love to like double down on. But right now we're just making a little more savvy decisions, and we're doing more DIY than contracting, things like that. And the DIY takes longer. So it's like that. You're trading off time for money. And so when you don't have as much of the money to hire somebody, you're putting your own time into it. So it feels for us like it's been an extra kind of busy season, whatever a season is. It's been more than a busy 3 months. But there's seasons of our lives when we're making the hard decisions. It's making that decision out of discipline. And as you can relate, even when it comes to working out, to taking care of your health or anything, there's days where you do not want to get up and you do not want to do the thing, but you built discipline into your life. And so you get up anyway. And eventually your attitude catches up with your behavior. You start moving your body, and you might be miserable those first 15 minutes of the morning like me. I don't talk until I'm done with my workout. I try not to be grumpy, but I'm like not a morning person naturally. I'm a night owl, which is what I did to myself last night. Stayed up way too late, loving it, but I'm paying the price today. So anyway, it's a vicious cycle sometimes. That's what I'm here for. Jumping on to show you how I'm applying some of these principles in real life. And I'm being honest with you. I'm not going to lie. When I'm feeling like life is a little bit annoying, I'll get on here and tell you that, because I want you to know that this is normal. You're not failing because you're frustrated. You're not failing because you're feeling a little bit discouraged. Keep taking one baby step at a time. Put that tiniest step in front of the other. What I'm going to go do later, I'm going to vent out some of this energy. I'm going to trim some bushes, give them a military haircut at home to get out some of my nervous, anxious energy, I guess. And then I'm going to finish doing our monthly financial snapshot, our reconciliation, so we can see where we're at. Because as much as sometimes those aren't the easy things to do when you're not having a great day, it's nice to know where you're at the end of the day. So, and we have systems in place to make it a little bit easier. So over time, it just gets to be more autopilot. I'm probably rambling a little bit, but thank you for being part of my community, because you're my support system too, knowing I can come on here and talk to you about real life And I would love if you could share a little dose of reality sauce or real sauce in the comments. There's people that I bet you don't realize are watching and listening and reading the comments that could use a dose of your reality sauce, areas that maybe you've struggled and overcome. So get in there, get in those comments. Tell me what's going on. I told you what's going on in my life. So it is not always easy, but it's always worth it. Thanks for being with me today, and I will see you next week. All right, bye for now.